Hello everyone, it is Hannah, your sparkling Spectrumite, and welcome to another WIP and Chat. WIP stands for work in progress, and chat just means I'm just, chatting with you, catching up. I really want to know how you're doing, what you're working on, all that good stuff. So, yeah, let's just, get right into it. So what I'm working on today is I decided I am so close to finishing this kit that I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to keep going. And my goal is to finish this by the end of the month. So as you can see, I've only got, let me move, my tray's out of the way here. So I've only got like this section and this section left. So not too much, about like a row and a half. So I think I can get it done. But this is a beautiful piece by, the artist is LaToya Lovely. And this is licensed through a small diamond painting business called True Artist Diamond Painting. And you can find them on Etsy, but I'll make sure to link all this below. But yeah, it is a smaller diamond painting business that does do licensed artwork. And yeah, one of their licensed artists is the amazing LaToya Lovely, who just does these gorgeous, kind of more abstract pieces. So I just absolutely love it. This was a kit I started, goodness, I think way back in February actually. And I just kind of put it away for a bit, but I figured I was desperately in need of just working on a round drill kit. And since I'd finished Queen of Wands by Inés Guerrero, I was like, you know what, I'm going to get this back out. And mainly because too, it is a huge amount of pink in this canvas, as you can see. And October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the signature color is pink. So I figured, let's just keep going with that. Let's keep going with that theme. So a couple tools that I'm using. Well, first of all, I am kitted up in the knockoff Elizabeth Ward storage. These are the Hildy and Joe storage containers that you can get at Joann's. However, I am sad to say, when I got my last containers there, they were on clearance. So I don't know if they're going to be selling them again, which kind of makes me sad because I think they work really well. But, we'll just see. I may just have to start buying the real Elizabeth Ward containers. So other things I'm using, I am using this delightful caramel apple wax. This is from Pure Bliss Wax Company. This came from their monthly box that you can get. This October's theme was Spook and Sparkle, and this smells absolutely amazing. It really smells like apple and caramel. It just, I can't say enough good things about it. It just smells really good. So I'm going to be using that, which I put in my single placer. I use wax for my single placer. And then I'm also going to use the matching putty, which is caramel apple, which also came in the Spook and Sparkle box. And then pen, I'm going to keep going with my pink pen here. This is from Butterfly Effect Wares. I bought this back in November when they had a Black Friday sale. So that's when I got my first Butterfly Effect Wares pen. So yeah, very pink, very sparkly. I thought it was perfect. Tray, I'm going to use my bright kind of like neon pink Bijou Bliss tray. It's got a magnetic top, which I love, so the lid stays nice and on and it doesn't shake off. So I'm going to use that. And then to keep it all together, I figured I'd switch it out a little bit and use my fun Dunkin' Donuts tray by Lexi Sparklecraft. And Lexi also has a YouTube channel. She's fabulous, and she makes these awesome resin trays. What I love about her trays too is she adds these little rubber feet to the bottom of them, so they're not like, so the resin isn't like scraping up your table surface or anything. So yeah, I am a Dunky junkie. So, and you know what? I haven't picked out a cover minder yet. So you know what? Let me scoot. And you know what? I think today, just because this does have some pink in it, and you know what? She's fabulous all the time. Let's go with Lucille Ball from I Love Lucy. This is one of my favorite cover minders. It's when she did her, if anyone ever watched I Love Lucy, there was one where she was doing a commercial for Vitamita Vegemin, and she pretty much gets like rip-roaring drunk, and it's hilarious. So I will use my Vitamina Vegemin I Love Lucy cover minder because it's got some pink in it. So why not? So I'm going to put that down here. And this came from Gina's Unique Boutique, which is one of the first stores I ever purchased from. I still purchase from her. She's got wonderful needle minders that you can use as cover minders. And what I love about hers in particular is she uses really good magnets. They're super nice and thin, but then, yeah, so you hear that click. So I love Gina's Unique Boutique. Because her magnets that she uses are phenomenal. So I'm gonna put this part on top, which you might not be able to see. It might be out of frame. So if it is, I apologize, but I am using it and I did show you. So we'll just keep it at that. There we go. All right. So hopefully everyone is doing okay. I had a lot of fun. I'm filming this on a Friday morning too, by the way. So when you see this, it'll be the same day that I filmed it. Because typically I film on Thursdays and post on Fridays, but I was having so much fun in my live yesterday because I go live on Thursdays that by the time we got done with my live, it was like time to pick up my daughter from school. And then I try really not to make videos when my daughter's home, only because, you know, that's time with her and I want to be able to use that time to just work on homework and do those kinds of things. So I was like, you know what? That is fine. I will just film it Friday morning and post the same day. But for those of you who joined my live yesterday, thank you so much. Like, I had a blast. It was fun. It was like, we went over 2 hours, I think. And typically I try to keep it to an hour, but I feel like we were just having way too much fun, and why stop the party? So it was super fun. But yeah, because of that, I did not have enough time to film a WIP and Chat. So I'm like, that's all right. We'll just do, oh shoot, that just bounced right off. Oh shoot, no, I don't want that there. Hold on, maybe I could pick it up that way. There we go. I'm like, it didn't go where I wanted it to go. There we go. And right now, guys, I'm just gonna single place it because, I don't know, that's kind of in the mood I'm in. Do some of you single place just because it's just, I don't know, I find it, I like multi-placing, and I'm very comfortable now with a 7-placer, which for me, that's pretty good. So I do a 7-placer now, but then there are times where I'm just like, you know what, I just want a single place, and just, I don't know, I find it just that repetitive movement is just very, very relaxing to me, which there actually is a science behind that. Our brains actually need that sometimes because it just helps us kind of decompress. And I know a lot of people who use diamond painting to decompress. So single placing is not that far out there. But yeah, so please let me know how you're doing. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's enjoying this fall weather, or at least where you do have fall weather. I know some people are still getting some pretty good heat, which hopefully that will resolve itself soon and it won't be so hot. But yeah, hopefully you're just enjoying this, staying healthy. I know me, like even as I'm talking, I can definitely feel like some sinus stuff going on. And I was really feeling it last night too. Like I had a really bad sinus pressure headache. So I know it's going around. Like I feel so bad. Like I hate to, think the worst, but my daughter's in school. She's in 4th grade. So thankfully it's not as like germy as when she was younger, so to speak. Like when she was in kindergarten, oh my gosh, we were getting sick here all the time. But, it's not as bad, but I'm just kind of waiting because like it was last week, it was last Friday, or maybe the week before, it was something like that where like 8 kids were gone in her class. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. It's definitely coming. And I know like even some other creators are sick right now. And so I'm sorry. I hope everyone, like whoever's sick out there, I'm so sorry. Just, I hope you feel better soon and get plenty of rest. Get, rest and drink tea and hydrate and drink, eat all the soup you need to. We were talking about that in my live yesterday, actually, how, it's like, what are you doing? Okay, sorry. Sonny is getting into shenanigans. It's like he likes to try. So I have some of my diamond paintings in my stash. Like I still have them in their boxes. And Sonny likes to, just like try and climb the boxes because what else would a 5-month-old cat be doing? Find something to climb, he's going to do it. So he is causing some shenanigans. So if you hear background noise, it's him. And for some reason, my phone is also blowing up with text. So this happened last week too. I felt bad, like during my WIP and Chat, my phone was blowing up. And that's because I'm on a group chat with my 4 sisters and my mom. So needless to say, it can get pretty crazy with all the text messages. My husband will always be like, who's texting you now? I'm like, just the family. That's what, that's what happens when you're in a big family though, but it's totally worth it. Like I wouldn't have it any other way. But yeah, so just enjoying this weather. Kind of fighting a bit of a sinus headache, but hopefully it won't last too long. My husband had it, so I'm like, I knew I was going to get it from him. I was just waiting because my immune system is pretty compromised. So just to stay healthy, it takes me a lot of work. It just does. And like recovery time too, it's like he can recover in something in 2 days where it'll take me, a week to recover from something. So just is what it is. That's what happens when you're kind of immune compromised like that. But, so let me see, what was going on this week? So I kind of talked about my live yesterday, which was super fun. A reminder, I do have an event that I am co-hosting with the amazing Laura from Anxiety Art Adventures. Are you just going to keep making noise? Yep, you are. What is that? What are you playing with? Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. And that's going to be in not December, January. It is the Wrap Up a WIP, which I'm very excited about. And I'm so excited to be doing an event with Laura. I think that'll be super fun. I think it's going to be just really fun, low key, a great way to start off the new year. And I am really looking forward to that. So just stay tuned for more information. We'll get that out for you, but at least right now, you know the dates that it is going to be January 1st through the 31st. It'll be a month-long event, and I think it'll be fun. Fun. So, all right. So this week, let me think here. It was busy, but not too busy. Really, I was like, Monday. Okay, so Monday was nice. So Monday, we'll start there. We'll start with that. So Monday, my daughter had off of school because it was the end of the quarter. So she had a 3-day weekend. I actually just saw her report card yesterday for the first quarter, and she rocked it. So go Maggie. I knew it. Always proud mama moment. So so she was here on Monday. And of course, like a mean mom, I made her help me clean. I'm like, oh, good. You're going to be home. You're going to help me clean. Because it was just time. I'm really kind of trying to do a good fall cleaning. And then there's part of me that when I know a lot of, illness and stuff is going around, I really try to just do a nice deep clean and just sanitize everything as best I can. This is when I'm going over the doorknobs and handles and, things like that frankly, I don't always think to clean. That's when I do it. And, my daughter's 9, so she's very capable of helping me. And plus she needed to clean her room anyways. Her room was a disaster. So I'm just like, you're going to clean your room because yeah. Plus, I kind of gave her motivation. It's bad, guys. I'm one of those people that, you know, I give her a garbage bag and I'm like, okay, gotta fill this garbage bag. And frankly, it's not that I'm forcing her to get rid of stuff she doesn't want to. Like, her big thing is art supplies. So she's like me. She loves to collect crafty supplies. So she is totally my daughter. But like, you know, some of the stuff, but her crafty supplies is like pencils and markers and, you know, stickers and things like that. And eventually those markers dry out or those pencils get broken. And so it's just stuff like that. So I have her, you know, really clean out her art supplies and things like that. And then she is, I think, like pretty much every like 7 to 10-year-old girl right now, she is so into the stuffies. She loves the squishmallows. She loves all those things, which I don't mind. I think they're super cute. You know, for her, it's like a really nice, like kind of comfort item, like a sensory item for her. So she loves them, but they're also legitimately taking over the room. So I did kind of have her go through some that, you know, maybe she doesn't need anymore, or maybe that, you know, she's kind of outgrown. Like there are some squishmallows that, you know, she liked when she was in kindergarten, but, you know, now because she's 9 going on 20, she doesn't like that anymore. So, you know, for all of you mom, those daughter moms out there, you know what I mean. You know, suddenly it's like when your daughter is starting to hit that kind of tween age, and you're just like, oh yeah, what she liked last year, she's suddenly like, no, that's not cool. And so there's a couple Squishmallows that kind of fit that bill. So she did. So she packed them up and we'll go ahead and donate them because they were in great condition. I knew she wouldn't be. Yeah, she was like, I'm not into this anymore. And I said, that's fine. So she's definitely coming into her own right now and developing her very, very unique taste and style. And just, yep, some of those Squishmallows just didn't fit that criteria. So they are going to go be donated. So we did that on Monday, which was good. Tuesday, what happened Tuesday? I'm trying to think. I think Tuesday was actually pretty chill. I kind of gave myself a little reward day because I'd spent, you know, Monday cleaning. So Tuesday, I actually got to just kind of chill. I did some diamond painting. You know, I did do some computer work because I do work from home with my husband and I's business that we have. So did some of that. Really just, yeah, it was pretty chill. Really nothing going on. Gave myself that little time to kind of relax because I did a whole lot of heavy cleaning the day before. So that was really nice. So I got to kind of work on this piece more. That's what I did. I got like this whole section done of this piece. And I really got to just kind of sit and diamond paint. And then there's part of me that was like, you know what? I'm already looking at my craft room again. And I'm like, okay, I want to rearrange things. Because that's what I do. I like to rearrange things and just, yeah, make things look different. So I'm kind of planning that in my head too. Because I do want to do a video of my craft room. And I feel so bad because I keep saying I'm going to do it. But then when I think about doing it, then I'm like, wait, there's something I want to change. But honestly, does that really surprise you coming from the person with, you know, like 11 different WIPs going on? That's just me. I like to change things up. It just, yeah, it is what it is. And then there's part of me too that I'm like, I really want to get new lighting fixtures for my craft room because, my lighting in here is just really bad. And I keep saying it that I'm like, I just need to go get new lighting fixtures, ones that, you know, like hold more light bulbs so I'd have more lights in here. Because the lighting that I have in here right now is probably still the original light fixtures from the 90s when this house was built. So I'm just like, yeah, you know what? It's time to change that. So, and I need to fix my desk too, because the desk I'm working on, I love my desk, but there's a drawer that won't stay shut. It keeps flying open. So I like have stuff against it, and I'm like, I need to figure out a different solution for that drawer so it doesn't pop out at me all the time, because I just know it's only going to be a matter of time when either Sonny like knocks over the stuff that's keeping it shut, and someone's gonna bump their knee on it or their shin or something. And I'm like, I'm just waiting. It's gonna be, it's gonna cause a massive bruise, and I'm sure it's gonna be me who gets it. So, what are you doing? It's like, he's got 2 crazy hyper times now. And then, of course, right before bedtime, he suddenly, oh my gosh, he gets a case of the zoomies so bad. And he is just like everywhere. I'm already thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, what is Christmas going to look like? Like, is he going to be the cat that climbs up the Christmas tree? Because I would not put it past him. I fear. I have a lot of trepidation. Like, do I even put ornaments on the tree this year? Or do I do something else? I actually know a friend who did that last year. She had got 2 new kittens last year. But now she's very, very crafty as well. And she knows how to like crochet and knit and cross stitch. And she does all of that. And she had 2, kittens. And so last year it was so cute. She like handmade all these ornaments, like crocheted them and stuff like that, and hung them on the tree. So that way, if the cat did like knock them off or something, they wouldn't break or anything. And I'm like, that is such a good idea. But I really don't want to crochet or knit because I've done that before. And it did not keep my interest. So we'll see. I'll have to think of, I'll just make like paper ornaments. I'll get out all my old scrapbook paper and I'll just like cut shapes out of them and hang them on the tree. That'll work. But yeah, so going back, so that's what I did Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm trying to think. Wednesday was actually really busy. We had we had 2 appointments. Maggie had her therapist appointment because my daughter does. She sees a therapist every other week, which is fantastic. She's amazing. She's been seeing Maggie for over a year now. And just to help her with like anxiety and things like that. Maggie can be very anxious, and she's very tenderhearted. So just, thinking of stress. And here's the thing, kind of talking again about like that tween age that I feel happens. It's, and girls can get mean. They just can. And I've mentioned this before, like, it starts happening. So, this therapist really helps, even me think of strategies for Maggie just to help her cope with that. Because she's just such a sweet, tenderhearted person that she's just very sensitive to those things. And unfortunately, kind of the day and age we live in, it just keeps happening. And so, just trying to help her with ways of like coping. And I was actually really proud of her, actually, because she's had this girl in her class who I guess like just rolls her eyes at her all the time. And, it's hard when you're like, oh, well, just ignore it. Well, I get it sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to ignore. Like, it kind of just gets under your skin. And so she was telling me about it, like, oh, this girl always rolls her eyes at her. And I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry. I said, don't even look and things like that. Well, finally, I picked her up. And it was this week, actually. And I'm like, so, how are things? And she's like, well, this girl rolled her eyes at me again. I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry. She's like, yeah, Mom, I just told her that rolling her eyes doesn't do anything. And I was like, oh, wait, you talked to her? You told her that? She's like, yeah. She's like, I just said, I know you're rolling your eyes at me, but that doesn't really do anything. It's just rolling your eyes. I was like, you know what? I think that was perfectly fine. I said, I'm really proud of you. You spoke up for yourself, and, she didn't say it in a mean way. It was just kind of really matter of fact. Like, no, your eye rolling at me isn't going to do anything. So I honestly did. I really thought it was a perfectly good response. She was telling her therapist about it too on Wednesday. And her therapist agreed. She was like, yeah, it's okay to just let them know that. And again, it wasn't in a mean way. It wasn't in a, like, oh, that, like not in a snobby way or anything. It was just really, yeah, like strictly saying like, no, your behavior isn't going to affect me. And yeah, so that was kind of another proud mama moment. I'm like, okay, she's getting there. And frankly, I think as a mom, I always want to make sure, I want my daughter to have the tools that I didn't necessarily have as a kid. And it's not because I wasn't taught them or my parents didn't try. So this is not a knock on my parents. I just didn't know. And I just felt like I had to deal with it. And so I was very much more reclusive as a kid. And granted, I was undiagnosed too. So I do think sometimes now, thinking about it, that did make a difference. And, I just didn't have those tools in my toolbox. So that's why, there is part of me that I'm like, I want my daughter to have those tools that I didn't have. And because if something like that had happened to me as a kid, which it did, I took it so incredibly personally. I was incredibly sensitive to it. And I just really thought, okay, like no one likes me. And I would often be more reclusive or retreat to my room or, not really have a whole lot of social interactions with other kids. So I'm very proud as a mom now looking on that my daughter is, she surpassed me in that way. And I'm very proud of that. I really am. And, I just want her to continue to be able to do that. So yeah, so she had her therapy appointment. And I had an eye appointment, which was long overdue. I think I was like due back in, I don't know, April or May. And I finally was like, oh yeah, I really do need to go see the eye doctor. So that was good. So nothing big. My eyes are just getting worse. I only laugh at it because I'm like, it's what to be expected. My eyesight is pretty horrible and the muscles in my eyes actually don't work together the right way. So yeah, I have quite the prescription in my contact lenses and in my glasses, and I'm probably honestly almost to a point where even contacts aren't going to correct everything, so it'll be moving to glasses. So yeah, but again, no surprise. I kind of expected it. And thankfully, though, even my eye doctor, he's like, you're not at the point of surgery yet where they can maybe fix those muscles, but it's, probably in the future. But I think I got a few years to go, so that'll be nice. So I'm not looking at any surgeries right now. Thank goodness, because I'm like, I really don't want that right now. But yeah, so eye appointment was good. And then really, I remember that day because I was already like out and about. I'd already gotten myself, like when you actually put the effort in and you put on makeup and you do your hair, you're like, you know what, I'm out and about. I put in the effort today. I might as well stay out. So that's kind of what I did. I checked on some of our rental properties, did some of that. Honestly, just, I think I was out of like makeup remover. So I went to Ulta and got some of that. Because there's a really, I almost dropped my pen and I shook the camera, sorry. Like that was really fun because I hadn't been to Ulta in a while, and I'm not a huge like makeup person per se, but I do like looking at their stuff. And I used this makeup remover that's by Clinique. I kind of splurge on it because Clinique is a little more. And it's like this balm that you can get that removes all your makeup. And it's really nice. And I do like it. And I do kind of spoil myself with it. But I tried to be good and I just got the travel size one because it was less expensive. I'm like, ooh, I really don't want to pay that much for the big one. So I got the travel size one. And it is delightful. So I did that. And then, let's see, and then picked up Maggie, because Wednesdays are always like an earlier release day. They get out like, I don't know, about like 45 minutes earlier than they usually do, because then the teachers have like their weekly meeting. And yeah, then Maggie had PSR, which is our church's class for kids who don't go to Catholic school. And so she went to that, and yeah, it was just a pretty nice Wednesday. And then yesterday, I actually at first, so I had my live yesterday, which again, like I said before, it was super fun. I really enjoyed it. And there were some new people in it too. So that was really fun too. So I love that some new people are joining, and I really enjoyed that. So yeah, if you're new and you want to try a live, like maybe you're new into the diamond painting scene, and want to try a live, definitely check it out, because I do a daytime live just because by nighttime I'm my battery's pretty much drained. So I do a daytime live. I do noon Central Standard Time every Thursday. So if you ever want to join, please come, and we're more than happy to have you. And I kind of love the vibe that we have going with the people in the chat and everything. We just talk about probably everything and anything. And I feel like we're just, I messed up. It's just a fun community of people. Like, they're all great people. So yeah, if you want to try a new live, definitely check us out, because it's super fun. Yeah, so before that though, before I went live, I actually got to meet, you walked right on the sticky part, you butthead. Go. You guys probably saw that. You're like, yep, he just stepped right on it, just right on the stick. But yeah, so I met up with a friend of mine. Our birthdays are both in October, and we always try and get together at least once, like kind of between our birthdays, because her birthday is on the 1st and my birthday is on the 25th. So we always try and kind of plan a date between those two dates. And we did, and it was super fun. And we met at Barnes & Noble, which is our go-to spot. We go to Barnes & Noble because we just want to be surrounded by books and coffee. And that's what we did. So it was super fun. We try and get together at least once a month. And that's what I love. Like, I have actually, my two best friends are actually, well, really three when you count my husband. My three best friends, all their birthdays are in October. So it's actually really fun. I get to celebrate my birthday with my three besties every month. So I really enjoy that, because I did share a birthday with my grandfather. I was actually born on his birthday, and shared his birthday. We shared a birthday together and always celebrated together for years. And after he passed away, I didn't have that anymore. And crazy enough, it always kind of made me kind of sad, because I wasn't used to, and I still get sad, to be quite honest. I always miss him. It's never a whole birthday now without him. But, I'm like, well, who do I share my birthday with? Because I was so used to it. Like, that's what I always knew. So now, I've got my good friends and my husband who are also October babies, and I get to share my birthday with them. And it's crazy, but it does. It feels more complete than when it's just me. So, yeah, so that was really fun. Of course, we were looking at all the books. Like, my TBR stack is getting bigger and bigger every time there's just so many good books out there. And then there's so many books coming out, and I'm just like, I want to read them all. So that was super fun. So that really takes me up to today. And today, again, kind of fighting a little bit of like a sinus headache. I definitely have the sniffles, but just, trying to stay hydrated, drink tea, take my vitamins. I do take extra vitamin C around this time of year. I take extra vitamin D, and again, these are, I'm not a doctor. I'm not recommending this, but that's typically what is always recommended to me. Make sure I get my iron in, because I've learned how important iron is, believe it or not. And I had an iron deficiency for a long time too. So now that I've got that built up again, it's crazy how big of a difference I actually felt when I started realizing that I'm like, oh, that's what it feels like to actually have enough iron. Okay. But yeah, so today's been pretty chill actually. Probably gonna do some more cleaning. I kind of do phases. So the first phase on Monday was like the living room and kind of the bedrooms, and today it's gonna be the kitchen. My kitchen is just, it's a mess. Like I've got dishes in the sink that are probably like 2 days old, maybe 3. So I'm like, it really is time to just do my kitchen. Let's see here. What else? Hopefully I can tonight will be fun. Now I'm probably not going to go only because I'm not feeling the best. And I'm just like, I really don't want to risk it. And I want to focus on, just staying healthy and feeling better. But tonight, my husband and daughter, they're going to go do something fun. So I've talked about it before. So we're a college town. Our college is Wichita State University. And I've always lived in a college town. I love the community around it. That's just something I've always loved. Like, no matter where my husband and daughter and I ever live, I'm almost insistent that's like, it's got to be a college town because it just is. It's fun. We love the community. It's just great. And so tonight, my daughter and my husband, they're going to another Wichita State volleyball game, which is really fun. We try to hit a couple every year. And ever since my daughter started playing volleyball, like she absolutely loves watching them and loves watching the team. She actually went to a volleyball camp this summer that the university team did. So she's all into it. She absolutely loves it. And so a while back, we went to the university's, like they have an annual kind of like a banquet that honors all the university sports, and they have, and it's a big fundraiser too. And they had like all these auction items and everything. And my husband bid on an auction item, it was like a silent auction, which was coaching the volleyball team for a game. And he won. And so tonight, my husband and daughter, they are going to go to the game. They're going to both get to coach. They actually get to like sit with the team, on the sidelines as they're playing. They get to watch like their pregame practice and things like that. And yeah, I think it'll be really fun. So I'm kind of sad because I'm really, I'm not like, I'm sounding probably better than what I'm feeling. I'm putting on a good face, but I'm just like, yeah, I don't feel the best. And, so they're going to go but it'll be fun because they don't get to do a whole lot of daddy-daughter things anyways without me. So I think they're going to have a fun time. So I'm excited for them. The only thing I told my husband, I'm like, just please make sure you get pictures because I want to be able to see it, see that. So I think that'll be fun. And yeah, I think I'm just going to chill out here again, drink more tea, read. I'm really trying to finish my book that I started. I started it like last week. So, great transition here. So kind of what I'm reading right now is, I don't know if I've talked about it too much, but I am now totally have gone down the fantasy fairy smut rabbit hole. That's the name I'm giving it. The fairy smut rabbit hole. And I am having absolutely no regrets whatsoever. So I got to blame Sophie and Mackenzie and all those amazing, and Elisa and like all these amazing other content creators who are on Sophie's Discord, right? Because Sophie, the Diamond Help Desk, has a great Discord that's just super fun. So if you're not part of it, I totally encourage you to. It's really fun. And it's not just diamond painting, it's cross stitch, it's crafting, it's book recommendations, it's podcasts, things like that. It's just a blast. And honestly, I've gotten some really good suggestions from it because the book suggestions. So I'm a pretty big reader. I was reading the Bridgerton novels. I've read, I like nonfiction too, things like that. And they had decided in the Discord to read Fourth Wing. If you've not heard of Fourth Wing right now, Fourth Wing is it's huge. Like, this book blew up. It just it's been like the #1 bestseller on the New York Times list. It's like this fantasy dragon book. And I remember I had seen it in the bookstore and I was like, oh, that looks interesting, but I'm really not into fantasy. I haven't read fantasy in years. And really the only fantasy that I had read, it was Harry Potter, because I would count that as fantasy. Like, I was one of the Harry Potter OGs. Like, I read those books as they were coming out. I legitimately grew up with those books. So that was kind of the last time I'd read fantasy. And so I was kind of like, dragons and that's okay. But sure enough, it was one of the books chosen to read in Sophie's Discord. So I was like, well, I'll give it a try. And my life has now forever been changed. Because I read it. I had the biggest book hangover from it, which means I was just after I finished, I was still constantly thinking about it and was just like, oh my gosh, now what do I read? Because I loved this book so much. There's nothing to compare it to. And sure, what was kind of suggested is well, Hannah, why don't you read, and this is a huge series, it's very popular, why don't you read A Court of Thorns and Roses? It's a fantasy series. There's 5 books right now. I believe another one is being written. And again, I was kind of like, well, is that going to be the same? Because I, kind of read the premise. I had heard of them before. I knew they were popular. I knew there was a whole fandom around it, and was just like, okay, I'll try them. So I got the first book, and yeah, just absolutely loved it. And then went on to the second book and loved that even more than the first one. And so now I'm on the third book, and I just love it. I absolutely love it. I think they are so fun, and it's just really fun storytelling. I think it's really original. I love all the world building. And that's where it did kind of remind me in a way of, Harry Potter, because when you read Harry Potter, there was so much character development and world development. Because again, you followed these books for years. So they just kept getting more complex and more detailed. And that's exactly what's going on with this series. And I really appreciate that. And I really liked it. So I have totally, and when I say smut, they're considered spicy. And they are. There's no doubt about it. But so is Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing had some spice in it too that I was like, oh my. But pearl clutching a little bit. But I do. I'm really enjoying reading them. So I'm trying to get the third one finished. That way I might take a break from them and then read. So going back to Fourth Wing, that's going to be a series too, because everything's a series now. I feel like there's a lot of series out there. So now Fourth Wing, the second book, is coming out next month in November, and I'm counting down the days. So my goal is to finish this third one in the Court of Thorns and Roses series, take a break, and then read the second one in the Fourth Wing series. So that's the plan. But then here's the problem, guys. All right, it's crazy, I know, but Britney Spears has a new, I need to do some book talks because I could talk books too. Britney Spears has a new memoir coming out. And guys, I'm sorry. I was a child of the 90s and I have to read it. Like, I have to. I remember, like, everyone knew who that was. She was the pop icon, you know, right when I was starting. I was right at the end of elementary and going into middle school. That's when Britney Spears first popped on the scene. So I was almost in middle school, and yeah, I mean, she was everywhere. Everyone knew that song, you know, "Hit Me Baby One More Time," and then "Oops, I Did It." Like, everyone knew her music. I mean, I grew up on it. And, you know, remember when when things went downhill for her too. So now she's got this book out, and I'm just like, well, I have to read that too. So yeah, really trying to organize what all I'm going to read. And that's the thing. And it cracks me up because my two older sisters, they want to read the Britney Spears memoir too. And they were actually texting each other about it. And I was texting one of my sisters and I'm like, well, I want to read it too. Can I join your little book club? And they're like, yeah, absolutely, Hannah. I said I'd read it with my two older sisters because they're going to read it too. So it'll be fun. But yeah, I'm just like, I can't help it. I'm just like, I have to read it. Like, this was, again, like, from my generation, yeah, she's like the biggest pop star ever. And everyone knew her music. So now I'm like, well, now I got to read what she's writing because it's just very nostalgic. I feel like right now there's so many things that really, really appeal to the early millennials, because I am in that category. I was born in 86, so I'm an early millennial. And yeah, I just feel like there's so many things right now that are just totally appealing to our generation. It's very interesting. Because then we were kind of talking about it in a way, even yesterday in my live, that, you know, like all these shows that were also popular when I was, you know, are coming back. Like, we're talking about like how Frasier's coming back and like there's other shows that are coming back. And I'm like, wait, these are popular when I was a kid and now suddenly they're popular again when I'm an adult? Like, even fashion too, it cracks me up. My daughter like looks at clothes and I'm like, these are like all the clothes that are in the stores right now for her age. I'm like, these are legitimately the same clothes that I wore as a kid. Like, if I had known that, I just would have saved all my clothes and just given them to her because it would have been the exact same thing. But yeah, it cracks me up how there's so much like early 90s nostalgia and appeal that's going on right now. It just cracks me up. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Just reading and trying to finish this off. I don't have anything really coming up in the future, you know, besides the event in January. I do still have an unboxing for you guys, but I'm going to wait probably a little closer to the end of the month to unbox it. I think I am going to unbox it at the end of the month. Or if I don't do an unboxing of it, I'm almost thinking about doing kind of an unboxing and kit up combination, like kit it up and show it to you at the same time. So I'm thinking about maybe doing that too, just as, I don't know, just something a little different. Because I love doing unboxing videos, but there's other times where I'm like, you know, it'd be fun, like maybe not do a dedicated unboxing video, but really do a dedicated like kitting up video. And that's where I can really show off the drills more, how I'm gonna kit it up and show off the canvas. So that's kind of something that I'm thinking about toying with. I might try it once and, you know, see what you guys think, see if you kind of like that or not. And then, you know, maybe go from there. So, you know, just trying to think of other ways to, you know, to still be creative and still present things in a different way. I still love doing what I'm doing. So like, I'm not getting burned out or anything like that, but I'm like, you know, there's more than one way to show these things. And so I kind of want to explore that and kind of see what that might look like. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. I think that'll be fun. But yeah, really, I think that's about it, guys. And oh, and actually, I have been going, wow, that time went fast. I'm realizing I've totally kind of met my time. So that sounds bad. It's not that I'm like, yeah, I've done my time with you guys. I'm done. No, that's not it at all. But I am realizing like, I try to hit it between 45, 50 minutes, and we are just at about that mark. So that is perfect. As you can see, I didn't get a whole lot done because I was single placing, but this square, this little patch here is quite the confetti heavy area too. So it always takes me a little longer. But yeah, so we'll leave it there. I really hope everyone's doing well. Again, please let me know how you're doing. I always appreciate hearing from you. I'd love to hear what you're working on, what your fall plans are, things of that nature. And yeah, I just hope everyone's doing well. Hope this video brought you a little bit of joy to your day, as it always brings joy to me making them. And I'll see you the next time. Bye.